What's going on, everybody? It's GAMEUNBOXINGREVIEWS here, and welcome back to another LEGO DC Supervillains video. So in today's video, I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make the Cassandra Cain version of Batgirl using the in-game customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to head into Appearance, Head, Preset Head this time, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find Zoom's head. Now, Zoom is a character that is obviously included in the TV Supervillains DLC pack. I'm sure there's definitely some alternatives to this piece, but personally, I like this one especially because what you want to do is you want to make sure it is black, which it should be on default anyway, but just make sure. Then you're going to back out of there, go into Helmets, and we're going to scroll down until we find Batman's. Now, if you make both colors black like this, you could see there, that kind of reminds me at least of the stitching that you usually see from Cassandra Cain's mask in the comics. So it just adds a little bit more detail there, and I think it looks really cool. Now then, for the body, we're going to go with a preset body, and we're going to scroll all the way to the top until you find Batman's. And basically what we're going to do with Batman's is just make it black, like this. So you can see there, it looks very similar to the bat symbol that Cassandra Cain has in the comics with the outline and everything. So I think that looks really nice. For the arms, you just want to go ahead and make them black. You also want to do the same for the hands, the hips, like this, and the legs. And finally, for the appearance, we of course need a cape. So we're going to go to Cape 1, which is usually the cape that you see with Batman and Batgirl and characters like that, and we're just going to go ahead and make both colors black. Nice. Alright, cool. So now of course we're going to move on into the effects. So we don't need a left hand glow or a right hand glow, and for the hit impact effects, we're actually going to leave it this time, because as you can see from this gameplay right here, when you choose hit impact effects with a boomerang or batarang ability, when you throw that weapon and it attacks an enemy or an object or anything like that, it creates this very strange effect. And basically the way to get rid of that is to just leave hit impact effects alone. So make sure that the tick is not there, make sure it is across like that. But for the jump slam effects, that doesn't affect it in any way. So what we're going to do there is turn that on, go with jump style 1 like this, and make it black, so there's less of an effect as possible. So you can see there, there's just a normal crack in the ground. Nice. Now then, onto the abilities. So we don't need to add any abilities to the tag button, but for the jump button, we're going to go to double tap X, glide, turn that on, and go with glide style 3, because you can see there, that is a very Batgirl style glide, which is very cool. Now for tap square, I just left that, but on hold square, you're going to go ahead and give Cassandra a boomerang. Now we're going to turn that on, make sure it is style 2, because you can see here, that is a batarang instead of a boomerang, which we definitely don't want. And of course, for the color, you're going to make it black, because that looks awesome. Now, like I said, we're going to leave hold square, so on tap circle, we're going to go to detective mode, turn that on, and for the color, I just went with white, because I believe that is the color of the detective mode ability that Batman has, so I just thought we'd do the same there as well. And for hold circle, I just left that, so now we just need to move on into the skills. Now this is Batgirl we're talking about, so obviously we want a grapple gun. So I'm going to turn that on and make it black. So I thought the black looked much cooler than the dark grey for this character at least. And then for the rope type, we're going to go with the first one and make it dark grey. So you can see there, that looks very cool. Now as well as the grapple gun, we're also going to go ahead and give Cassandra acrobatic abilities, the ability to climb walls. We don't need any of these. We'll go ahead and give her tracking as well and make it blue. And then finally, we'll give her the stealth ability, because that makes a lot of sense. Nice. Now then, on to the personality. So for the health icon, I'm just going to go with black. For the health type, we're just going to go with standard health. For the voice, just choose any female voice. I went with voice fog, so I thought that sounded really good. For the speed, we're going to go with normal. For the target reticle, you obviously want to go with Batman's. And then for the animation type, we're going to go with martial artist, because that looks really cool. Nice. All that's left to do now is, of course, fill in the basic information. So for the status, we're going to put hero. For the affiliation, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, because you can see here, we've got Birds of Prey, which is a really nice reference obviously to the upcoming movie. Alright, cool. So now of course what we're going to do is drop Cassandra into the hub world and see just what she can do. So Cassandra has detective mode. She can also attack with the use of martial arts abilities, which is very cool. She can perform this ground pound attack, throw her batarang at multiple objects which can destroy them, like this. There we go, that's very cool. And she can also glide. And what we're going to do now is basically glide all the way down to Gotham City, because that is a really fun thing to do. Now with the gliding in the game, when you make a custom character, the gliding is basically hold down X and push forward, and that is essentially gliding. gliding. I mean, it still looks very cool, but if you've played LEGO DC Supervillains, you'll know that the main characters that are in the game, like for example Batman, when they glide, it's like a simplified version of the gliding that you see in the Arkham games, like more specifically Arkham City and Arkham Knight. It is very similar, but it's obviously, you know, like a simplified version, but it is really, really cool. But with the custom characters, it's just hold X and, you know, push forward. And I do wish we had more maneuverability with the gliding for custom characters, but hey, at least they can still glide, because that is very, very cool. Now, of course, what we're going to do is basically cause some trouble, because this is LEGO DC Supervillains, so even though Batgirl is obviously a hero, in this game we have to cause trouble. There's no way to be a hero, so that is what we're going to do. We need to find some police first, or we could just start attacking some defenseless pedestrians. Where are the defenseless pedestrians? Here we go. Hello, sir. You in the hat. You'll be a great volunteer. Come here. Hey! I said come here. Come here. Shame I can't throw the batarang at him. That'd be awesome. Now, there's a few reasons why I decided to make Cassandra Cain. One of them is because I saw the request and I thought it was a really cool idea. But the other reason is because, and I think this connects to the first point really, it makes a lot of sense because this version of Batgirl is actually going to be appearing in an upcoming movie, which I believe has recently started production. It might even be today. I'm not quite sure. I know it is just started, so it could be today for all I know. But yes, Batgirl, the Cassandra Cain version of the character, she's actually going to be in the Birds of Prey movie, or if you want to use the really long full title, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. That's a long name. That's a very long name. Oh wow, look, a bicycle. That's cool. Whee! There you go. Yeah, that's a long name for a film. I thought that was a joke when they put it on the actual script, but nope. That's the name they're going with. I mean, okay. I think most people will just take to naming it Birds of Prey, but I guess that shows, you know, the general public who fell in love with Harley Quinn after Suicide Squad. You know, those that aren't like us, where we know her from the comics and the games and, you know, stuff like that, and the animated series, of course. People, you know, in the general public that don't see all that stuff, they fell in love with the character because of Suicide Squad. So I think putting Harley Quinn in the title, even though it's at the very end of a long title, it makes sense. It does make a lot of sense, because then a lot of people will be like, oh, okay, I don't know what Birds of Prey is, but I like Harley Quinn, I'll go see that. So it makes sense, definitely. Alright, we're not getting enough police here. Come on. Come on, Cassandra. Get the police. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. More punching. Hello, you in the hat. Okay, maybe not. Now, the thing about the notoriety system in this game, I absolutely love it. I mean, the fact that you can just start fights with the police in a LEGO video game, it never gets old. It's so cool that we have the option to do something like that. The only thing is, though, you've got to keep punching the civilians, because really, attacking the police, it doesn't do anything. I don't think it really mounts up your notoriety. Okay, that was cool. It just kind of, if anything, it slows down. So the way to keep your notoriety up is to essentially just keep hitting pedestrians. So hitting the police isn't really going to do all that good. Okay, take that. Nice. And you too. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Birds of Prey. I think it's going to be really cool. They've got, I've got here, you can see Huntress. She's going to be in the movie as well, which is awesome. And they've also got Black Canary. I believe Black Canary is going to be making her movie debut, I would think. I mean, obviously we've seen many different versions of that character in Arrow, you know, in the Arrowverse, the CW. But this, I think, is going to be her first appearance in the movies. I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure she's never been in a film until now. So that's pretty exciting. And of course, this version of Batgirl. And I believe they've got a very young actress that's going to be playing Batgirl. So that's interesting. I mean, everyone loved Daphne Keane as X-23 in the Logan movie. You know, it was so cool to see just this super awesome kid that could absolutely rip someone to shreds. Like, that was awesome. The way they did that, like, that was younger than she is in the comics, but it just worked so perfectly for that film. So to see, you know, a young Batgirl absolutely destroying anyone that comes into her path, I mean, I think that could be amazing. It really could. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be awesome. Definitely. 100%. I think there's real potential there for a really cool character that could hopefully, you know, spring off into other movies. Like maybe we get to see her with Batman or something. That'd be interesting. But, I mean, I'm saying this and I don't even know if she's going to be dressed as Batgirl. I don't even know if she's going to get that costume in the film. We have no idea. We just know that Cassandra Cain's in the film, I think. I don't know if they've said Batgirl is actually in the film, but I hope she is. I really do, because I think this version of the character is really cool. And overall, I'm really happy with the design that I went with. I mean, it's kind of simple compared to most of my creations, but I think that design is. The thing that I'm really proud of, though, is the mouthpiece, you know, using zooms, because if you look in the comics at Cassandra's costume, you can see the mask is kind of stitched together. You know, there's not like a mouthpiece like, you know, what Bruce has or anything like that. It's all stitched together, and I think Zoom's mouthpiece there, it really works for the stitching, so I like that. I do, I think that's really cool. Alright. Come here, you. And it's great that you can add like male voices and female voices and stuff like that to your characters, because it really makes them feel a lot more authentic, basically. This doesn't feel like another Batman or something. It feels more like Cassandra Cain with the voice and everything. So that's really cool. I'm happy about that. I need to start using the Batarang more, because that's awesome. It's so nice to be able to use the Batarang without that weird effect appearing anymore. I mean, I'm so glad I worked that out. I was basically just thinking, right, I want to figure out why this is happening. Is it just permanent with everything, or is there, you know, a reason, like, because I'm choosing something specific in the Customiser, and it was. And I'm just glad I figured it out. And now you guys can use it as well. Now you guys can finally make characters with boomerangs and you know, batarangs and stuff like that, and you don't have to worry about that weird effect of popping up anymore. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.